and agreed on none of them. All right. You people talk about the proud man, as though the concept were in some way importantly mystical. It's possible you're right, for yourselves anyway. But if we choose to look at it in basic terms and avoid sophisticated complications, we have to ask, what has man to be proud about? When most men on Earth are physically underdeveloped, intellectually retarded, emotionally profoundly miserable, what right have we to be proud? It's time we stopped praising our species and got down to work. There's nothing else.
What does it matter what we do? We all die in the end.
Do we? What does it mean, to die? Suppose man to have 100 senses, and 5 of them, the 5 we know, are lost to us in death, while the rest live on.
What a clever thought, Peter.
Brilliant, Peter.
Man can make progress. Struggle for perfection. There is a discernible future in which we'll find solutions to the problems that confront us now, but we'll achieve it only through unremitting struggle. By working with all our strength to help those who even now are seeking the answers. Here now in Russia, very few are embarked on that course. The greater part of the intelligentsia seek nothing, do nothing, and appear congenitally incapable of work of any kind. They bask in the term intelligentsia and treat the servants like an inferior species, peasants like beasts of burden. Their scholarship is banal, their level of culture nil, their grasp of science non-existent, and their feeling for art trivial and irrelevant. Oh, of course they can look as grave as anyone and talk about important matters and make metaphysical speculations with the best, while all around them, right beneath their eyes, the workers eat scraps of rancid meat and sleep on bare boards, 30 or 40 to a room. Bed bugs. Shit. Leaking roofs, moral degradation. And then it becomes obvious that all our philosophical salon chat has only one purpose, namely to distract ourselves and everyone else from the real issues. What happened to all those creches we talked about so far into the night, year after year? Those libraries, those workers' housing schemes. You'll find them in novels, they don't actually exist. What we have achieved is widespread misery, bourgeois vulgarity, and moral barbarism. I fear those grave faces we pull, these earnest discussions we endlessly embark on. Fear and despise them. We do better to hold our tongues.
I speak only for myself, but I'm up before 5 every morning. I work from morning till night. I handle a good deal of money, my own and others, so I get a chance to meet people and see what they're like. Only through working can one appreciate just how few honest and honorable people there are. There are nights when I lie awake, trying to make sense of it all, and I think, God, you have given us endless forests, endless fields, endless horizons. Why are we not giants in such a place as this?
Giants? Giants are for fairy tales. In life, they're too terrifying.
Exit the sun, my friend.
Exit the sun.
Nature. So glorious, burning with undying fires. So fair, yet so unfeeling. You, who we call mother, fusing in your core both life and death, making gifts of both indifferently.
Uncle, not again, Uncle, please.
Try the red into the middle.
I'm quiet.
What was it?
Don't know. It sounded like a cable snapping in a mine shaft a long way away.
Might have been a bird. Perhaps it was a heron.
Or an owl.
Something unpleasant.
It's happened before, just bore the misfortune. An owl hooted, and the samovar coughed.
Before what misfortune?
Before they set us free.
Time to go, my friends. It's almost night. You're crying. What is it, my love?
Nothing.
It's nothing.
We have company.
Do you know if there's a way through to the station from here?
There is indeed. That road there.
Greatly beholden. Handsome weather. Handsome. Brothers! Starving and suffering comrades! Let us unite! Here by the river! Let them feel your suffering! Mademoiselle, starving Russian asks you for 30 kopecks.
You do better lending a few manners.
Here. You. Here, take this. I've no silver. Here's a gold one.
Greatly beholden to you, I'm sure.
I'm going back. Mother, how could you? What am I to feed the servants on?
What, nothing to be done with a fool like me, I'll give you everything I have when I get back. Look, give me some more money, please.
A pleasure.
Come along, we must go. Oh, by the way, Varya, I've just been arranging your wedding. My warmest congratulations.
Inside you find that so amusing, Mama.
Euphemia, get thee to a monastery.
See my hands itching for the cue.
Euphemia, sprite, remember me in your horizon.
Come along, we must go. It's nearly time for dinner.
What a dreadful man. My heart's still pounding.
I trust nobody needs reminding that estate and orchard come under the auctioneer's hammer in 2 weeks' time. 2 weeks, my friends. Try to think of it a little while you dine.
It was good of our traveling friend to scare dear Varya. It means we can be alone.
Varya's scared by most things. For days on end, she's trailed us, scared we're suddenly going to fall in love. She can't get it into a narrow bourgeois head that we've no use for it, this falling in love. We have one goal and one meaning for our lives. To throw off the shackles of the metaphysical and the second-hand and everything else that makes us unfree and unhappy. So forward, mes amis, meine Kameraden, we're on the march toward the brightest star in all history. The one over there, see it? So forward! No faltering now!
Bravo, monsieur! I love your words. I love them. Isn't it wonderful here today?
Yes. Perfect weather.
You've done something to me, Peter. something. Why do I care less about the cherry orchard than I used to? I loved it once. Like a person. Family. There was nothing dearer in the whole world than our orchard.
Because our orchard is all of Russia. This vast, amazing continent. Think of all the fine places there are in it. And think of something else, Anya. Your father's father and his father and his were owners of serfs. They owned human lives, Anya. From every tree in your orchard, there are people hanging. They peer at you through the branches. You can hear their voices moaning in the leaves. Owning other human beings is what has destroyed your line, those that came before, those that live on, so that your mother, your uncle, you yourself still can't quite grasp that you're living and always have lived off the sweat and labor of someone else. Of those same people you wouldn't allow across your back doorstep. Don't you see, Anya, we are still living 200 years back somewhere. We haven't understood our own history. Instead, we gravely talk, bewail our boredom, and drink ourselves stupid. When we can expiate the past, we can put a match to it for good and begin living in the present, but we can redeem ourselves only by struggle, only by hard and attritional effort. It's this you must understand, little one.
I shall leave the house. It has never been ours. I give you my word.
Throw the keys in the well and go, free as air.
Free as air. Yes.
And here's my word, Anya. Being a student and still relatively young hasn't protected me from hard times. Come winter, I'm forced to scrounge for food. I fall ill, and I'm never sure I'll see another spring. And yet, you have my word for it, Anya. There is not a moment passes when my spirit does not teem with the marvelous possibilities of this species. Oh, there is such joy to come, Anya. I see it.
See, Peter. The moon.
Varia. Will she never stop?
Doesn't matter. Let's go to the river. It's good there.
Yes.
Too much blood, that's my trouble. Oh, I've had a couple of strokes already. Makes dancing hard. Still, you know what they say. If you run with the pack, you gotta waggle your tail whether you've teeth left or not. Actually, I'm as strong as a horse. My dear departed father, always claimed the Piszczyks were direct descendants of the very horse the Emperor Caligula installed in the Roman Senate. Father always loved a joke. Trouble is, I've no money. And a hungry horse can only think of food. Me too. Only with me it's money.
You know, Simon, there is something of the horse about you. Ah, it's Madame Lepas.
Ah, the gentleman gone to seed.
Gone to seed and proud of them.
Now we have an orchestra. Pity nobody thought about paying for it.
You know, if all the energy we directed towards finding the money and paying for it had been put to some other end, we could have remade the universe by now.
You know, Nietzsche says, the philosopher, you know, great man, very famous, first-class intellect. You know, he says somewhere, one has the right to forge banknotes.
You've read Nietzsche, then?
No, not exactly. Dashinka told me all about it. But at present I'm in such a mess, I may be forced to follow his advice, I can tell you. I've got to find 310 rubles for the day after tomorrow. And so far I've only managed a mere 130. Ah, my God! I've lost it. It's not here. I've lost the money. I've lost the money. Ah! It's here inside the line. Oh, look at me. I'm sweaty.
Where's Leon? What's keeping him anyway? Tea for you musicians. Dunyasha, tea!
It's possible the auction didn't even get off the ground.
It's also inappropriate. Hiring musicians, giving a ball. Oh,
Here. Now, think of a card.
Done, I thought.
Right, shuffle. Very good. Now, hand her to me, sweet Piszczyk. 1, 2, 3, and look in your top pocket there.
Oh, would you believe it? The 8 of spades.
Top card, name her, quick.
Queen of Spades.
Parfait.
Oh,
And you, go.
Ace of Hearts. Yes.
Beautiful weather we're having. Madame. You're a very charming beau, you know. And I have the highest regard for you, madame.
Never seen anything like it. Mademoiselle Calabi, you're ravishing. I could eat you.
Really, you wouldn't know where to begin. A good enough man, but a lousy musician.
Never mind, old horse.
Attention, please. One more. This very fine rug for sale. What am I offered now, huh? Who will start the bidding?
Did you ever see anything like it?
1, 2, 3.
What about this then, eh? The little vixen. Let me at her.
still no sign of Leon. I can't imagine what he's found to do in town to keep him there so long. Either the estate's been sold or it hasn't. Why keep us in ignorance?
Uncle will have bought it.
Oh, of course.
Great Aunt has authorized Uncle to buy the estate and transfer the debt. She's doing it for Anya. And I'm sure God wouldn't have it otherwise. Uncle will have bought it.
Our good great-aunt in Yaroslavl has sent 15,000 rubles. Not even enough to cover the interest, let alone purchase the estate in her or anybody else's name. It's my life they're handling down there. It's my life.
Madame Lepak, everlasting undergraduate. Whoever heard of being expelled twice?
Oh, stop spitting, Varya. So he teases you about Lepakin. Why should it matter? If you like Lepakin, marry him. He's a good man, not without interest. If you don't. Nobody's forcing you, child.
I know that, Mother. It's just not something I can joke about. He is a good man. And I do have feelings for him.
Well, then marry him. I don't understand what you're waiting for.
I can't do it on my own, can I, Mother? For 2 years it's been in the air. Everybody's talked about it, but he says nothing. Or just jokes. I can see why he's too busy. Building, getting rich. He has no time for me. If I had any money at all, I'd leave it all. Everything and everyone. I'd find a convent at the other end of the country.
And such peace you'd find there.
Our undergraduate has to have his wit, doesn't he? You've grown so ugly, Peter. So old. I must be working, Mother. I must be doing things.
Yeppy Hoddoff has broken a billiard cue.
Why is Yeppy Hoddoff even here? And who gave him permission to play billiards? I don't understand these people.
Don't tease her, Peter. She's unhappy enough as it is without that.
Oh, she's so officiously you. She interferes in everything. She's plagued Anya and me all summer long, looking to nip some hypothetical romance in the bud. It's none of her business, besides which it's bloody insulting. I'm above that sort of crass sentimentalism. We're both above it, as a matter of fact.
Meaning I'm below it, I suppose.
I didn't know.
Where's Leon? All I want to know is, have I been sold or not? I suppose all disasters are incomprehensible. I feel like I seem lost somehow. I feel like screaming or doing something even more banal and stupid. Help me. Say something. Please.
Liube, it doesn't matter. Sold or not sold, it has no meaning now. That's all in the past, forgotten long ago. The fields have reclaimed the thin road you traveled. Be easy now. Eschew self-deception. For perhaps the first time in your life, you're allowed to stare truth frankly in the face.
Truth? What's that? Perhaps you can see it. Your eyes are young. I look and I see nothing. Such confidence you have, Peter. Is there a problem in the world you can't solve? Just think about it, Isn't it only that the problems you solve have never really touched you or hurt you? When you look so bravely to the future, isn't it only that you haven't had the experience to make you fearful? You're braver and deeper and honester than any of us here. But you lack generosity. You lack consideration. Just think a little about us, just a little. I was born here, and my father and his father before him. I love it, this place. This house. This orchard. Without them, my life has no meaning. I'd rather be sold with them than left without them. It's where my son was drowned. Here. So show us some pity. Dear, loving friend.
I sympathize deeply, you know that.
Then why don't you say it differently? Differently! Have you any idea how things like this drag one down? Like millstones? Listen to them. They make noise and know nothing, and every sound they make puts a drip So don't judge me, Peter, all right? Marry Anya, if you will. You have my blessing. Only you must get down to your studies and graduate. What do you actually do? Nothing. Life drives you along like the rest of us. Isn't that odd, N'est-ce pas, chérie? You must do something about this beard. So piffling. What a funny boy you are.
I have no wish to be a beau, Madame Renevsky.
It's from Paris. They come every day. That Farouche man is ill again. He's up against it again. He asks my forgiveness and wants me to go back to Paris, and I think I should go to be with him for a while. Now, don't frown, Peter. What else can I do? What else is there? He's on his own, sick and miserable. Who'll look after him? Who'll wash his face and hands, keep him sane, give him his pills if I don't? I love him. Without fear, without shame. Love him. Isn't it obvious? He's like a great stone round my neck. And he'll drag me to the bottom with him. But it's a stone I love and I can't do without. Now, don't talk. Don't just judge me, Peter. Don't say anything.
By God, I will, though, and you'll have to forgive my candor, but that man has robbed you over and over. That man is a pig. Everyone knows it, save you. A scoundrel, a grubby
You're
nothing.
27 years of age, for God's sake, act.
What's my age got to do with it?
Because you're not a man, that's why. A man should be capable of understanding love. A man needs it. Not to love isn't purity, it's weakness, it's fear, it's prudish, ridiculous, and abnormal.
What are you saying?
Above love. You're not above it at all. You're just not up to it. Why else would you be without a mistress at 27?
Are you really saying this to me? Excuse me, will you?
Oh, Peter.
No, I prefer not to hear the rest if you don't mind.
Peter, I was joking. It was a joke, darling.
What a pity then our relationship could not have ended on a better one.
Oh! What is it? What happened?
Peter's fallen down the stairs.
So he had the last laugh after all.
A recitation entitled The Sinner by Alexei Tolstoy. The eponymous heroine is one Nadezhda Varkova, a young lady of good family, whom fateful circumstance and compulsive desire conspire to turn into a fallen woman of doubtful virtue. The sinner. She stands alone in darkened room and softly calls his name. But no one hears.
Oh, dear boy, please forgive me. Say you will. We should dance.